Hi, this is George Moore with the final project video. Um, my final project was a breakout game. Gonna give a demo of it and then walk through some of the code. This is what the game looks like when you first run it. Your score is up on the right here. Your lives are on the left here. Arrow keys control the paddle. Top key launches the ball. And your goal is just to keep the ball from falling. You have 3 tries. If I miss one, ball falls, lives go down to 2, and I relaunch my ball. The bricks have 5 lives. At 3 lives, they turn blue. At 1 life, they turn green. So you can track a little bit how much you have left to do. You can see the score incrementing there as I destroyed these bricks. And if we manage to get a good bounce like that, you can get a bunch of them. Just keep playing through this because there is an end screen message. And then because I'm closest to winning this, show you the win screen message and then restart, lose quickly, and show you the how losing exits the game. One of the big things I wanted to do with this is make it more fun. My last game I designed was more of like a avoid objects with your mouse cursor, and it wasn't that appealing. It was fun to play maybe once, but after that it was pretty boring. This definitely has a lot more going for it, and there's a lot more that can be put on top of it as well. If anything, it's a framework, but because I'm working alone, excuse me, it still took me quite a while to do. So. Yep, and I lost. So if you lose, the ball drops 3 times. The screen is destroyed. If you win, there's a message saying, "Congrats, you won." You can press escape key to exit, or you can let the ball drop until the game closes on its own. Alright, let's look through some of the code. So rect .cpp, shape.cpp, and circle are all classes that I took from Lisa Dion's programs. Brick is my own class. It extends rect, and then it also adds on, if we go to brick.h, it has dimensions, width, and height, and then it also has brick health, which is how it tells when it's decrementing, when the colors need to change, and brick in play, which allows me to set a brick as not in play and make sure the ball won't collide with it. Most of the work is done here in graphics. This is where all the drawing, all the collision is done. We have a couple enumerators here. If the ball is in play, if the paddle is moving, initializing lives and score, the velocity of the ball. We make our vector of bricks, our rectangle paddle, circle ball. These colors are from coolors.co. It's a color palette picker. It's the same one I used in my last project. It's a really nice tool to make sure you get a lot of colors that work together nicely. These init bricks are initializing the 4 bricks, and just doing it, splitting up into 4 pieces like this, made it a little bit easier than trying to write like a double nested for loop or something like that. You can see that the height is different because they're at different points. Initializing the paddle here, and setting the color, initializing the ball to be pretty small, and we're going to set it on top of the middle of the paddle, which is how, when I run, the ball is right here in the middle to be launched from. We have the erase brick method, which is how I undraw a brick as soon as it's been collided with 5 times. And this is the overloaded erase brick. The initializer, we have width and height 500, 3 lives, no score, ball is not in play, paddle is not moving, and we initialize everything else here. Now we move on to the display, which is where most of the meat of the program is. Here we're drawing the lives and score, just in the top left and right corners of the screen. We draw the paddle, we draw the bricks. This is ball collision with top and bottom of window. If it hits the top of the window, it reflects back down. If it hits the bottom of the window, the ball is destroyed and you lose a life. This code chunk is the ball bouncing off the paddle. The velocities are semi-random so that we get a good, we get a lot of angles, a lot of unique vectors when the ball is bouncing. We don't want it just to be bouncing at the same like 90 degrees every time. Here we have the ball bouncing off the sides of the window. Nothing special there. And then here we have the brick collision. So there's 4 sides of the brick that the ball can collide with. The ball can collide with the bottom edge of the brick, the sides of the brick, or the top of the brick, and I'll like the bottom edge here, side, or top. So this first if statement is checking if the bottom of the ball is less than the top of the Y, it's going to bounce up. And we're also checking here that the brick is true. The ball is centered, or at least within the bounds of that brick. Here is redrawing the color if the health changes, and erasing it when the health drops all the way. The rest of these else ifs are checking the different sides of the brick that the ball is going to bounce off of, whether it's the top, bottom, or sides. Here's the ball moving. You draw the ball and you move it based on the x and y velocities, and if the score equals 20, which is the maximum score, you've destroyed all the bricks. This is the message that prints, which was supposed to show up, but I lost. Destroy the window with escape key. And then we have the arrow keys here. Glut key left, if we pull this up, moves the paddle left, and if the ball is not in play, the paddle moves along with it. Glut key right moves the paddle to the right, moves the ball along with it. Glut key up is the up arrow, and that's what's going to launch the ball. And then glut key down, if for whatever reason, if the program fails and the ball does not end up back on the paddle, you can press the down arrow like that and create another ball. This is because there has been a bug that I am unable to replicate, or else I would show it to you here. But basically what happens is, if the ball, I think what happens is it moves too fast for the program to catch it, but the ball can leave from the top of the screen and occasionally the bottom of the screen without respawning. I don't know how to approach this issue or address it, because as you can see, the program works the majority of the time, and it's it's random when it doesn't. So there's no pattern to it or anything I can really use to try and fix it. But it's rare enough that it doesn't happen very often, which is really good. So I think that's about 10 minutes for me, and that should be everything. This is the ball timer. It just determines the speed of the game. All right, thank you.